Okay, so our lesson today is going to be how to make a frozen pizza. Okay, so we're gonna wanna start off with coming to our freezer and taking out our frozen pizza. Closing the freezer. Now that we have our frozen pizza, whatever flavor, brand it may be, we wanna flip to the back where most of our instructions are, and we're gonna read our instructions. So the first thing is always going to be set oven rack to middle position, and then we're going to preheat the oven. It'll tell you what temperature you want to preheat it to. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're gonna come over to our oven. Everybody's oven is a little different, but we're going to start off by, mine I have to select upper. We're gonna turn it on. We're gonna set it to bake, select bake, and then we want to set our temperature, like our box said, to 450 degrees. And we're gonna press start so it starts to preheat. So now we have to wait for this to start preheating. Once this says 450, we're ready to put our pizza in. Okay, so we have our oven back here preheating. In the meantime, what we wanna do is open up this box because these pizzas typically come in a plastic wrap. And we're gonna wanna cut off this plastic wrap. So let's get that plastic wrap off. Okay, before we take that plastic wrap completely off, I cut it open and I wanna make sure my hands are nice and clean and dry. And we're gonna take the plastic off, and this goes in the garbage. Now this pizza doesn't come with the cardboard underneath. Some pizzas come with a cardboard. We cannot put that in the oven. We have to take the cardboard off, and just our frozen pizza will go in the oven on the rack. So that's what our next step will say. Our next step here, once our oven is preheated, we're gonna go ahead and place the pizza directly on the middle rack, okay? So we're still waiting for our oven to preheat. Okay, so our oven is beeping because this temperature is up to 450 degrees, which is very hot and the temperature that our pizza box asked for. Our next step is to put the pizza inside the oven. So, safety first. We're gonna wear some oven mitts. We're gonna open up our oven. Be careful because it's all very hot in there. We're going to grab our frozen pizza with our oven mitts, and we're going to slide it in on the rack with no cardboard without touching any of the metal because it is very hot. So you're gonna slide it in and go ahead and close the oven. Now that our pizza's in, your next and final step will be to bake for 15 to 20 minutes or until everything is melted and looks like it's cooked. So what you're gonna wanna do is grab your phone, put a timer on your phone for 17 minutes somewhere in the middle, check on the pizza, and then you can go ahead and take it out. That'll be our next step. Okay, so my timer for my pizza just went off. I'm gonna go ahead and check in here, make sure it looks good. Okay, all my cheese is melted, looks good. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab just a pan so I can drag it onto here since there's nothing underneath it, it's just sitting in the oven. So I could probably grab some tongs or something. Something to slide it out so you're not doing it with your bare hands. And you just wanna get a good grip on there and drag it out onto your pan. Now, we can put our pizza down and we want to let it cool. Now, the most important step is to turn off your oven. Make sure it's off, let it cool down, and you don't want to burn down your house. So next thing, you just got to cut your pizza and enjoy. Be careful with knives.